Oh my. Yeah, let it go. Yeah, I've been through trials and tribulations. Been a while since I was straight. I might swear on rare occasions. This mess won't leave.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've got here with me a talented young man who's known in the gospel scene as probably the biggest thing in the UK now. And I thought it would be a great idea to sort of have a conversation with Eso and get to understand what makes him function and what has been his inspiration over the years. So I would let Eso tell us a little bit about himself.
Okay.
Rather introduce yourself. What does Eso mean? Tell us where you've come from.
Oh man.
Yeah, we talk about overnight success, but we know it could have been a long night. So
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So everybody down to my grandmother calls me Eso for some strange reason. But my real name, my government name is Oluwaseun Oluwatosin Otugbe. So originally from Nigeria, I was born in Ibadan.
Oh wow.
Moved to Lagos when I was, a baby, whatever. And then we lived there for 8 to 9 years. I can't remember how long. And then we moved here. Me and my mom and my sister lived here. That was kind of like the journey of me coming to this country, coming to England, coming to London, and then leaving to South London, where I currently live. I live in Morville, which is about 20 minutes from Brixton. And then going through the motions, trying to find my identity as a young man who's come from a totally different culture, to come to a new culture that I thought was paved with God. I thought that this country was everything. I mean, you know what I mean. But it's come slowly realizing that it wasn't. You know what I mean. So my parents originally discussed my family and I moving here, not for a better life. Like our life over there was horrible. But for educational purposes, you know what I mean? So our parents looking into the future.
London, so buy me a cup of coffee after in it. And a croissant. Or something like that. If you know, sing along. Yeah. And so it begins. Who would have ever thought that this day was bright? I got a deal right and rhymes. Safe from fright, mother speaking wisdom to my ears, giving great advice. It sounds alright only just to see my status like pride. So much trolley up in my trolley. Can't call you someone like me. I keep asking the same question. My brow stays sweating. The spirit gives rest indeed to say it's not about you, young happy fast. Decreasing
0 to about 15 is living my life. Still in church, but not a Christian. Not at all. Nothing in me desired to know Jesus. Nothing in me desired to please the Father at all. And I always grew up having this illusion that I'm going to serve God when I'm older because He's only for the adults. And I also thought nobody dies when they're young anyway. So it's not like I'm going to meet Him. I thought I'll live until I'm at least 80, 90. And in my latter parts of life, I can give my all to Him. So that was my goal, to go and party in that part. Like even talking about it, I was like, I was stupid. To go and party and do nonsense. And then when I was 15, one of my best friends died. Her name was Sunita. She died in her sleep a couple months after giving birth to her baby, Grace. And that shattered me. Not only shattered me, it shattered my worldview. But the worldview of you living until you're old. Because right in front of me was somebody that grew up in church together. The week before she died, she was talking to me about Christianity. So all these things were just pointing to the reality of me one day standing before God. And thankfully, just all the stuff that I had learned in my church that was good, Bible-based, Christ-centered, it was hitting me. You know what I mean? So the fact that I was a sinner, I was going to stand in front of God one day and He was going to judge me, and I would have to account for my actions. It hit me, it struck me, and by God's grace, we have Jesus standing at the cross saying, "Come to me, and I'll give you rest. I'll take away your sins, and you can live for me now." So, removing I want to live for myself.
What's your definition? So I found Jesus, and He's love.
How's it make you feel?
And it goes like this. I try to find it in the ladies like, oh, born born in the 80s, but the 80s hot, yeah. The girls went crazy.
How did you come to realize that music is actually what you want to do?
Oh man, so I was actually having this conversation yesterday actually with one of my friends, and I would argue that it was only up until last year that music was something that I really wanted to pursue as a career, like last year, 2014. So I was doing music, so my dad took me to my first studio session when I was 15. I was doing music in my church and other churches, but it was never something I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do and pursue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was after just a couple of things just aligning properly, and God just kind of pointing me in the direction, like this is where I want you to go.
Yeah.
So I got a record deal in 2011,
Okay.
which basically allows me to put out music.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then the platform got bigger. You know, people started to know about me. Artists started to want to work with me. I'm traveling to places, things of that nature. And then at the end of 2013, I left my job. I used to be a school teacher.
Oh wow.
Because that was my lean on. Like if music doesn't work, then I'm going to go teach.
Yeah.
But I left that, and then just committed it into the Lord's hands and said, this is what I really want to do.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it. And last year.
So I'm assuming that obviously you left your job because now music is working.
Music wasn't. So when I left my job, I had no shows booked in 2014.
Okay, so are you gonna? I mean, because I have a lot of young guys around.
I wouldn't tell them to leave their job.
Okay.
That isn't what I would say. I would say stay at work. I would say stay at your job. So what I essentially did, I counted the cost. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just a rapid fire decision in the real sense. In the real sense, it was I'm doing numbers, I'm doing my accounts properly, I'm making sure I have money to survive even if I'm not doing this. I have no overheads, you know what I mean? I have no family, no wife, so on and so forth. And I sought counsel. That was key for me, man. And I spoke long hours with my friend on the phone. Like and he's like, bro, think about this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? Consider it. So and I wouldn't make that decision again if the person that I was working with was nicer.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So you were pushed.
Yeah, essentially I was pushed to go. You know, I thought it's better for me to go than to actually stay here in this environment.
Out of interest, what were you teaching?
I was teaching religious studies.
Yeah.
So I have a degree in theology from Durham.
Okay. So you're theologically grounded.
By the grace of God, man. You know, I'm semper reformanda. I'm always reforming, always growing. In my field.
He's gonna bring out this real quick.
I'll be showing love, screaming everything is covered. Down for my people, down for my brothers. Down for my brothers, down for my brothers, down for my brothers, down for my brothers. I'll be showing love, screaming everything is covered. Down for my people, down for my brothers. You know I'm down for my brothers, so it's DFMD. You know I'm down for my brothers, so it's DFMD. You know I'm down for my brothers, so it's DFMD. You know I'm down for my brothers, so it's DFMD. Hey, you know it's DFMD. Backing this up, backing in, so I don't see no envy. Growing up around some brothers that show no love to others, trying to lead them all to Jesus, so at least they're set free. Hey.
I didn't know that people knew my music there, but I just, as an artist now, I just felt really comfortable that the stage, that's my time. Like, I mean, this is the opportunity I get to speak to these people through my music, to share with them. So they're only gonna journey with me if I take them there. You know what I mean? I can't be shy. I can't be like petite in my little corner. I'm like, nah, you guys don't do nothing. Like if I want them to raise their hands, I'm gonna tell them to raise their hands. If I want them to say something, I tell them to say something, so on and so forth. So it's not this prideful confidence. It's just the confidence in that, they've allowed me to come here for a purpose, and I'm gonna use that time, and I'm gonna use it well to at least encourage and challenge people as best as I can.
Okay. Well, I've got 3 other questions. I mean, we're going to run through them.
Sorry, I'm talking to you.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm having a good time here. Because one of the things for me is to learn why people function the way they are. They're always listening to me. So, first question is this. Now, as a young man, are you married now?
No.
In the context of the society that we live in today, what would you tell your friends that are still sort of out there having this fun, and they haven't quite decided in terms of, well, I want to live a focused life, I want to live for Jesus, I want to be all that God has created me to be? What would you tell them?
So I would start by saying the thing that seems so obvious, there's more to life.
There is, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would start by that. And if anything, I would take them to scripture, and I'll take them to Solomon, and I'll take them to Ecclesiastes, and I'll take them to the guy who had everything.
Yeah.
He had all the fun, he had all the women, he had all the money that we could think about. He had all the houses, whatever it is we wanted.
Yeah.
He wants the Maybach, he could get it. He wants the Bentley, he could get it. And in Ecclesiastes, he says everything is meaningless.
Yeah.
Like, all of them, the chasing money, the chasing women, it's meaningless.
True.
What is meaningful except for knowing and what?
Yeah.
That is what I would say. And I would ask them if they're satisfied. You know, that's humanity, right? We chase after these things, we lust after these things, we do all these things thinking that they're gonna satisfy us, but they're not going to. The woman at the well, she's come to the well continuously, John chapter 4.
That's right. Yeah.
Trying to get water, and she has to come back every day at noon. It's hot, scorching. Jesus says that once you drink of me, you'll never be thirsty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is a satisfaction that comes from Jesus that no one else can get, that nothing can get. You know what I mean? Money, women, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say to them. And I would challenge them to at least consider that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And weigh it up on the scale and see what happens.
Yeah. Good. Thank you for that. Now, as a young man, single, probably with a lot of attention from ladies, what would you say to the ladies?
Well, I would say, man, to the ladies who aren't believers, I would say the exact same thing to them. And I would encourage them that they are worth more and more valuable than whatever that guy is telling them. Those sweet nothings that guy is whispering in their ear, it's not true. You know what I mean? Because true love is an action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we see love in Jesus when he dies on the cross for enemies.
Yeah.
His enemies. You know what I mean? If that guy, and in the context we live in now, if that girl says she loves you because, you know, all of that's happening, if they say that they love you and there's no action in it, that's not real love. You know what I mean? So I would again challenge them to come and find real love in Christ. You know?
Okay.
So that's what I would say.
Good. And lastly, to the music lovers, well, not just music lovers, but people that are passionate about music, want to do music, want to share a stage with ESO, or want to become all they're called to be in terms of music production, performing, and all that. What are the routines that have made you who you are?
So I'll say my church, very key. So finding a local church, being plugged in as best as you can, you know what I mean? But surrounding yourself with people who aren't yes men or women, people who aren't all that mesmerized by your talents and your gifts, you know what I mean? Like my friends will still check me today. My housemate will still check me if I'm prideful, if I'm feeling myself too much. Like they'll tell me like, listen bro, you need to like check that pride for a second, you know what I mean? Work on your craft, you know? And realize that maybe God doesn't want you to do it full time.
Yeah.
Like there's a possibility, you know what I mean? Like I think we look at artists in America or anywhere else, and we see them, Lecrae's, Andy Mineo, whoever it is, Shylin and them, and we think, man, these guys are killing it. Man, they just, I wish I could do that, but they don't realize it took them 10 years.
True.
To be in that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it took them 20 years, some of them. You know what I mean? I'm not even where I want to be yet. You know what I mean? I'm at the cusp. You know.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm still like them, trying to get to a certain place, and also being content with where God has me. You know what I mean? I'm not all the way striving for something that I'm not grateful for what I have already.
That's right.
So that's what I would say.
But when you say we're putting the time, what sort of time do you put in?
Yeah, man. So
because at times there's that. I think that is lacking in our understanding in terms of time it takes to really get, to hone your craft and really develop. What kind of time? What do you put into it?
So music is a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
There's no, like, if someone emails me at 5 a.m. and I'm up, I'm responding to that email.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you really want it, you're gonna work really hard at it. So currently, I'm learning how to play the guitar just for fun's sake. And I realized that this thing is very hard. It's not gonna come easy to me. So I have to labor at it. You know what I mean? Same thing with music. You know, like I had to learn how to practice writing bars, writing songs. I'm spending nights in the studio. But there were some times when we don't even have breaks in the studio. We're in the studio 10 hours straight, you know, because we're trying to make a couple songs, one or two, 10 hours, you know.
Wow.
So that's the type of dedication that you have to put into it if you want to see results. You know what I mean? If you don't want to see results, then and you want it to be a part-time thing, then maybe you don't put in the same amount of hours. You know what I mean? And you see different kinds of results. But if you really want to do music and strive to do music, then you must really work hard at it. You know what I mean? Practice your craft. I'm up at all hours just watching YouTube videos sometimes. You know what I mean? Listening to instrumentals. Jotting down ideas, thinking about marketing ideas, advertising ideas, you know what I mean? Things like that. So it's hard work. You have to really work. It's a job.
It is a job. It is a job. But it just happens to be a job that you also enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. This is it, man.
Yeah.
It's a job that I love, and I feel like I've been called to do this, at least for now.
Well, from here now we're going on to the Sunday Night Live event at the Costa Coffee in Westfield, just across the road from here. So we're going to have that place packed out, and we're looking forward to SO. So, what are the songs you're singing tonight?
I actually don't know yet. So, you know, I'm gonna do some, you know, some of the favorites that people want to hear. I might do a couple of new songs from the new album that's coming later on this year. So I'll probably do like Love Is, So It Begins, Sure Thing.
Yeah.
I have one of my friends, A-Star, is coming, so we're gonna do his song DFMB. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I'll do a few bits and bobs here and there.
So we're gonna be jumping?
Yeah, they'll definitely be jumping. I might take my jacket off, but they'll definitely be. Yeah. If it's not too conservative, we'll definitely jump.
No, trust me, it's not gonna be conservative.
Yeah, we will definitely jump. Okay. I mean, they'll see it in the footage anyway.
Yeah. Sure.
Thanks,
Good to talk.
Good to talk to you.
Okay. All right, cool. New album, So It Ends, coming soon, innit? Soon. I have a song on my album. It's called Right Here, Right Now. 3 people know it. Okay, it's cool. The chorus is real simple. It goes right here, right now. No high. Bro, come on. Right here, right now. You say. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. I'ma serve him, Jesus, right here, right now. So. Listen. Say right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. Now every party clap.